Are you charging what you're truly worth? It's a question that sends a shiver down the spine of so many brilliant early career designers. You pour your heart soul countless hours creating stunning visuals, intuitive interfaces, captivating animations, only to send an invoice that feels, well, a little underwhelming. You wonder if you asked for too little, or maybe even too much. This uncertainty doesn't just affect your bank account, it chips away at your confidence and devalues the incredible skill you bring to the table. If you've ever felt that pit in your stomach when hitting send on a proposal, know that you are not alone. Today, we're going to change that narrative for good. This isn't just another pep talk. This is your practical, no-fluff guide to mastering the art and science of pricing your design work. We're going to demystify the entire process so you can step into your power as a creative entrepreneur. Together, we'll explore the critical importance of valuing your work properly and then dive deep into several tried-and-true cost estimation methods. We'll break down exactly what they are, when to use them, and how they apply to real-world design projects. A simple logo, a complex web application. By the end of this, you'll have the tools and the confidence to calculate your fees with conviction. Before we get going, make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the bell for more tips just like this. Join our growing community of design entrepreneurs, people just like you who are ready to level up their business and break free from the time for money trap. Let's start one of the most accessible methods in your pricing toolkit, analogous estimating. Think of this as making an educated guess based on past experiences. It's a top-down approach. This feels a lot like that other project I did a few months ago. You then take the price you charged for that similar past project and use it as a starting point for your new quote. Of course, no two projects are identical, so you'll need to adjust the price up or down based on key differences in scope. So, when is the perfect time to use this method? Analogous estimating is your best friend in the very early stages of a client conversation, rough order of magnitude, and ballpark figure on the spot. Imagine a potential client asks you during an initial call, "Hey, roughly how much would a 5-page website for my new bakery cost?" You can recall a similar 5-page site you built for a local cafe last year, which took you a certain number of hours, and you charged a set amount. You can then confidently provide an estimated range, making you look knowledgeable and prepared without committing to a final price just yet. Of course, this method has its pros and cons. The biggest advantage is speed. Now let's shift gears to the most meticulous and accurate method of them all. Bottom-up estimating. If analogous estimating is a quick sketch, think of this as the final, fully rendered architectural blueprint. This method involves breaking a large project down into its smallest individual tasks and estimating the cost for each one. You then add up all those small estimates to get the total project cost. You figure out every single piece you'll need before you even start. This detailed approach leaves very little to chance and is the gold standard for creating precise, comprehensive, and highly defensible project proposals. The best time to use bottom-up estimating is when the project scope is well-defined and you need to provide a final, binding quote. This is the method you'll turn to after the initial discovery calls once you have a detailed creative brief and a clear understanding of all the client's deliverables. Let's see this in action with a graphic designer tasked with creating a branding package. Phase 1, Discovery and Research, 4 hours. Phase 2, Mood Board and Concepting, 8 hours. Phase 3, Logo Design, 15 hours including 3 rounds of revisions. Phase 4, Brand Guide Creation, 10 hours defining colors, typography, usage. Phase 5, Collateral Design, 6 hours business card letterhead. Total hours = 43. 43 hours x $100/hour = $4,300 baseline labor cost. What happens when a project is filled with uncertainty? You know there are potential risks and variables that could either speed things up or bring everything to a grinding halt. This is where 3-point estimating comes to the rescue. Instead of coming up with a single number, this technique asks you to create 3 different estimates for each task. Optimistic estimate, pessimistic estimate, most likely estimate. The optimistic scenario is your best-case dream run, where everything goes perfectly. The pessimistic is your worst-case nightmare, where Murphy's Law is in full effect. The most likely is your realistic gut-feeling estimate. This method is particularly valuable for projects that have a high degree of risk or involve new, untested technologies or creative processes. Are you an animator working on a new experimental animation style? or a UI designer creating an interface for a cutting-edge app with features that have never been built before. In these situations, just providing a single number feels like a wild guess. Three-point estimating allows you to formally acknowledge and quantify that uncertainty. It provides a more realistic picture by creating a weighted average, which gives you and your client a much better sense of the potential cost range and associated risks involved in the project. A photographer is hired for a complex outdoor product shoot that is highly dependent on weather. They break down the shooting day. Optimistic, perfect weather, great light, everything wrapped in 6 hours. Pessimistic rain delays, difficult lighting, reshoots needed, taking 12 hours. Most likely a few minor delays, decent weather, taking about 8 hours. Parametric estimating. This method uses historical data and statistical relationships to calculate costs. It works by identifying a key project parameter or unit square footage number of words, number of pages, then multiply by a known cost per unit. For example, a web design agency building similar e-commerce sites. They might know from experience it costs about $250 per product to photograph, write descriptions for, and upload to a client's store. A new client wants a store with 100 products, so they calculate 100 products times $250 per product equals $25,000. You've now got a powerful set of pricing tools at your disposal, but the real magic happens when you learn how to combine them. No single method is a silver bullet for every situation. The most seasoned and successful designers mix and match these techniques to create a pricing strategy that is both flexible and robust. For an initial ballpark quote to quickly qualify a lead, they'll invest the time to build a comprehensive bottom-up estimate to create the final, formal proposal. It's about using the right tool for the right stage of the conversation. Think of your pricing process as a funnel. At the wide top of the funnel, when you're having initial chats, you need speed and efficiency. We've covered a lot of ground today, moving from quick ballpark figures. We've demystified analogous bottom-up three-point parametric estimating, giving you a complete arsenal of tools to tackle any pricing scenario. The biggest takeaway should be this: you are in control. Pricing your design work isn't a dark art. It's a skill that you can learn, practice, and master. It's about shifting your mindset from one of guessing and hoping to one of calculating and knowing. You have the power to define your value and build a business that not only survives but truly thrives. The days of plucking a random number out of the air are officially over. You now have a strategic framework to guide you,